drone. In that same interview, Sinwar described Gaza residents as, quote, a very hungry tiger kept in a cage, starved, whom the Israelis have been trying to humiliate. Now it is on the loose. It has left its cage, and no one knows where it is heading or what it is going to do. Following today's news, families of hostages still held in Gaza are demanding that the Israeli government leverage Sinwar's death to secure an immediate return of their loved ones. Former spokesperson for Israel Defense Forces and senior fellow at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Conricus, joins me. Good evening, sir. And I guess you're the closest one I can congratulate. You've got the Gaza bin Laden, who also killed many Americans, and it's something that we've all been waiting for. So anyway, good news for the IDF. Now tell me, what about the hostages that are still in Gaza?
Yeah, that was good evening to you, Greta. That was, of course, the top of attention in Israel as well. That was the first statement that Israel released, actually, before it was confirmed that it was Yahya Sinwar. The IDF said, we're looking into the fact that he has been killed, but there were no hostages where his body was found. And the first statement that the Prime Minister did was to say to Hamas and the remaining leaders that you have a chance now to end the war, surrender, and bring back the hostages, and then you will be granted safety. So it's really very much about the hostages. You know, Yahya Sinwar, he was very disciplined, and to his credit, I will say that he evaded being targeted very successfully, and he had to be lucky each and every time that Israel tried to eliminate him, and we had to be lucky only once. We did catch a lucky break yesterday, and when our ordinary troops, this wasn't a special operations thing done by Mossad agents and exploding beepers. This was ordinary infantry and armored soldiers who were out patrolling in southern Gaza, by the way, in Rafah. Rafah, the same city that Israel was told by so many of our friends and allies that we mustn't go into, and that it wouldn't be beneficial for Israel if we did indeed fight in Rafah. This is where Yahya Sinwar sought refuge. He emerged from his usual tunnel hidings. And an important other part of hostages is that we are examining a link between the 6 Israeli hostages, including Hersh Goldberg Polin, that were assassinated by their Hamas captors about a month or so ago. We're examining a link between them and Yahya Sinwar because the distance between where they were assassinated and where Yahya Sinwar was killed is only a few hundred yards, and it is believed that they were taken by Yahya Sinwar as his personal human shields, and then he himself ordered them executed.
You know, usually I can't stand it when we keep looping video of things. I got to tell you, I can't get enough of this video of Sinwar, of the destruction and the fact that he died. I really can't get enough of it. Maybe it's because I've also seen the 47-minute video that Hamas shot after they killed almost 1,300 people in the most brutal, horrible ways. But so it's very, I know I probably shouldn't be cheering, but boy, it felt good today when the announcement was made. But I wonder, what do you think they're thinking in Iran tonight?
Well, this isn't a good night for the Iranian regime. It's not a good night for what's left of Hezbollah's commanders in Lebanon. And I think that they are, recalculating the whole benefit of the October 7 attack and what they unleashed upon themselves. Yes, it's been a horrible, horrible year for Israel. We have paid a tremendous price in blood and in Israeli casualties, but Israelis are strong. We're strong as a country. We're strong as a military, and we are fighting back. And piece by piece, we are delivering our answers. Yeah, our answers to our different enemies. Now, regarding Iran, there's still an open account to settle with Iran, and I think that the coming days, perhaps week, we will see the Israeli retaliation to the second ballistic missile attack that the Iranian regime did against Israel. And hopefully that won't be the end of it. I think that we are possibly in a new stage in the Middle East where the cards have been shuffled and where Israel will embark on a long-term strategy against the main enemy in the region and actually start holding Iran accountable for all of the destruction that it is causing Israel. And until Israel does that, I don't think that we will have quiet. We will have days of success like this when a terrorist leader is taken out. But until we deal with the source, which is the Islamic Republic of Iran, we won't have permanent and long-term stability, and that is what we want.
And of course, Iran's running out of terrorists to fight their wars. We've got Hezbollah, Hamas. So Iran must be sort of rethinking things tonight, but maybe not. Maybe they're on a suicide mission. Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Conricus, thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
People think news just happens. It doesn't. It happens because there's someone there to capture the moment, to explain it and share it. That's my job. I go where news breaks and give you the facts. Join me for The Record on Newsmax.